Buenos dias, all. RGT85 here. Hope everyone is having a good Friday. You get it? By the way, I don't care if you celebrate Good Friday. I don't care if you don't celebrate it. That's you. Do whatever you want. That's the beautiful thing about the world. You can do whatever you want. My ass will be at grandma's house on Sunday for Easter, though, eating a lot of ham and lasagna. But you're not here to hear about what I'm going to be eating for Easter. Or are you? You're here to hear about video game news. We've got a couple stories going on that I definitely want to talk about. First time on the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button, like, comment, and share if you really enjoyed the video. But without any further ado, let's talk about what's going on in the world of video games. We have to talk about Mr. Hideo Kojima, that little sneaky guy himself, because yesterday we talked about the potential of Sony buying out Kojima Studios. Obviously, Sony has been buying a lot of companies left and right. Microsoft has been doing the same. Nintendo is buying land. They bought some land. I guess it's, you know, time to buy land. That's what really Nintendo's ahead of the curve here. They're the ones buying land and everyone's buying studios to make video games instead. But alas, basically this story was coming to us from the fact that Sony's official website for the PlayStation brand of systems actually included Norman Reedus holding a fetus in their banner now, which was a new addition. Hideo Kojima actually tweeted this out, and then speculation started running wild, because if any company looks primed to be bought by Sony, I would say it would be Kojima Studios or Kojima Productions, whatever the hell they're called, because of the fact that, I mean, they worked with Sony to do Death Stranding, so it wouldn't really be outside the realm of possibility for this to happen. Well, Mr. Kojima himself actually made a statement about this on Twitter. That's got a lot of people saying, oh, well, I guess there is no deal, but I'm not quite so sure I agree with that. So here we have a little write-up on Push Square's website. I like this background. It's a cool looking game. Nice pixel art style. Basically talking about what we talked about yesterday. And then here's the tweet in question. I'm sorry for the misunderstanding, but Kojima Productions has been and will continue to be an independent studio. Basically talking about this picture that he tweeted out himself. Now, if he had actually like made this picture and then tweeted it out, like, sure, you know, I could sort of believe that. But the problem is, he did not make this picture. PlayStation Studios themselves made this picture. It's available on their website. And look, Norman Reedus holding a fetus. So a lot of people are like, well, is that the case? Are they remaining an independent studio? And you got to remember one thing about Hideo Kojima. Like I said, he's a sneaky little guy because of the fact that, you know, there's always stuff with him, you know, going one way and then it goes in a different direction. Look at Metal Gear Solid 2, for Christ's sakes. All right, you thought you were playing a Solid Snake. Everything leading up to the release of the game said that you were playing a Solid Snake. And then, of course, you played as Raiden, who was a new character that was completely not Snake himself, Snake Plissken, if you will. And so there was just a bunch of stuff with that game. Hideo always likes to have you go in one direction and then throw you in a different direction. Now, I will say, with Death Stranding, I thought there was going to be something like that. And maybe there was something like that for some people, but I really thought that, like, the whole package delivering shit, I thought that was the cover up and like there was going to be an actual video game in there. I know people love that game. That's fine if you love that game. I don't love that game. So I don't know, maybe he's calming down in his older age, but I just feel like you can't take this at face value, all because he says that. I mean, of course he's going to say that. What do you think is going to happen? You think he's going to be the one that announces that they got bought out by Sony before Sony is ready to announce it and the ink is ready to dry? So maybe they did get bought by Sony, maybe they didn't, but I'm not taking what he says at face value with this, just because of the fact that, I mean, why is Norman Reedus holding a fetus on your banner, on Sony's banner, if that's not the case? So I don't know, take it as you will. I guess it really leads to sort of a good debate. What do you think is happening with this? Do you think that there is smoke to the fire of Kojima being bought out by Sony and PlayStation, or do you think that you should just take him at face value and, you know, assume that he's telling the truth with this and they will remain an independent studio that only released the PlayStation game? Let me know in the comment section down below. And finally, we have kind of a weird Nintendo Switch update to talk about pertaining to the Nintendo Switch Online service. I know, it seems like I talk about this damn service every day, but there's lots of stuff happening with the service. And I guess that's a good thing. Some of the things you can see, some of the things you can't see. They actually added in some new little Kirby icons that you can get with the new reward system that they have. So, I mean, that's kind of cool. You spend your platinum points to change up your icon on your Nintendo Switch profile. you can't message someone so that they can see it, but at least for yourself, you know that the icon is different. So I guess that's a good thing. But this is actually pertaining to the latest N64 release with Mario Golf. Now, truth be told, I haven't really played this game all that much. I didn't really play it in my youth. I don't know why. I was just playing other games, I guess, on my N64. GoldenEye 007, WCW NW Revenge, Ocarina of Time, Super Mario 64. Those were kind of my big games for the N64. But Mario Golf seems to have a bit of a cult following. This was the first consoleized version of Mario Golf that ever came out, and it looks like it's packed with a lot of features. There's a lot of weird characters and stuff, a lot of cool gameplay modes. I haven't downloaded it yet for the Switch Online service. I'll actually do that after this video, and I'll mess around and play with that game. But what's interesting about this is there's been a change with this, and nobody really knows why. So, coming to us from Oatmeal Dome, who is pretty much my source for anything really sort of back-end Nintendo Switch Online related, he says, hey, here's something kind of interesting. In the original Mario Golf for the N64, you can enter a code entry screen, which lets you type in codes to play special tournaments. This has been disabled in the Nintendo Switch version through an emulator patch. So it looks like this is the source code of it, basically saying that you can't get to this sort of new tournament mode that was available in the game via codes. I'm not going to sit here and act like I know about these tournaments or anything like that, but that is kind of an interesting thing, because why would you do that? Like, why would you remove something that was in the original game that was coded into the game? It just seems like a weird thing to me. Obviously, we have seen some changes done to various Nintendo 64 games on the service. We've seen improvements done with things like, you know, The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. You know, they fixed the whole sort of water and fog issue that was going on with the water temple, but this seems to be like you're taking away something. Now, I guess on one hand, you could say that it is a good thing because of the fact that, you know, they're not just dumping these games outright. They are doing things to these games behind the scenes to sort of enhance them, but this seems like a de-enhancement to me. Is that a word? Is that a thing? An unenhancement? A removed enhancement of the game by removing a tournament that was available via a code? Now, like I said, I'm not really sure what sort of ways you would use these tournaments because I am unfamiliar with this game, but taking away something from an original game just doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. Now, there is a bit of a good thing though with this. Coming to us from our good buddy OJ from Player Essence, he says, Twitter history revisionist Wii U Virtual Console was great. It was great. We'll talk about that very briefly. Now, actual reality, showing the Switch Online version of the game versus the Wii U version of the game. And you can see, like, the Switch Online version looks substantially better. This information is coming to us from Game Explain as well. I guess they did like a side-by-side thing, but the colors are better, the textures are better, the textures are crisper, the you know, cacti in the background look better. I will say the grass, you know, maybe it's a little bit too enhanced. I don't know, but the shadows look better. I mean, everything looks better. The clarity is a lot higher. Now, as far as, you know, Wii U Virtual Console sucking, I mean, you had a million different consoles on there, OJ. Okay, you had a million different consoles on there, and you could buy the games. Granted, you couldn't transfer them over to your Switch, but I'm not going to give you a pass on saying that. But I do get what you're saying. Obviously, the Switch version of the game has been enhanced. So, an enhanced version of Mario Golf graphically, but removing tournament mode. Why? Nintendo's weird as shit, man. Alrighty, so that is going to do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys learned something. Let me know what you think of everything in the comment section down below. Do you think Kojima is lying and they are getting bought by Sony? Because I honestly do. And of course, Mario Golf, you know, removing the tournament mode for the N64 online expansion pack, but adding in better graphics. What do you care about more? And how is Mario Golf? Anything I should look out for this? Because like I said, I'm not super familiar with this game. And as always, guys, thank you for checking out this video. If you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button, like, comment, and share if you really enjoyed the video. And of course, have a happy Easter if you celebrate Easter. If you don't celebrate, here's the thing. If you celebrate Easter, I don't give a shit. If you don't celebrate Easter, I don't give a shit. Live your life. Do what you want to do. Make yourself happy. That's all that matters at the end of the day. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Later.